Okay, so this script was made back in July, and it was supposed to be a double review between Fantastic Four and Superman, but I decided to scrap that. I wanted to review Superman as a separate video at its own, so instead of scrapping this whole script, I just want to review on the Fantastic Four first steps. I know it's 2026 and I'm reviewing an old Marvel movie back in July of 2025, but whatever. Let's talk about Fantastic Four first steps. Okay, I'll be real with you guys for a bit. I didn't grow up watching the Fantastic Four movies at all. I wasn't really that interested of any of the Fantastic Four media before, even though the first Fantastic Four movies came out in the same era as the X-Men and Sam Raimi's Spider-Man.
That's a cute outfit. Did your husband give it to you?
But I didn't really watch Fantastic Four. I was mostly a Spider-Man fan, if you can clearly notice that.
Are you convinced yet?
Until people started doing retrospects on these old movies and myself getting into comics last year. So when they announced Fantastic Four is coming to the MCU, I was quite excited for it, but not as excited for Superman, of course, but still keen on watching it nonetheless, especially the fact that there were so many advertising for this movie from early of 2025 with the release of Rivals, and then they released Fantastic Four in the game, and memes popping out like crazy with these characters when they were released, especially Sue. So I was quite excited for this movie, and let's just say this was good. I really like this movie because it feels like a standalone story. There's no other Marvel characters who are going to appear because this movie takes place in a different universe. You can really see it when it comes to the visual effects, and in general, I think the cinematography in this movie, I really like the 80s style, futuristic this movie had. And of course, a tribute to Jack Kirby and Stan Lee, who made the first issue of the Fantastic Four. I think they did a great job on the characters as well. I really like Johnny in this movie. I was a big skeptic of Joseon Quinn as Johnny, but he did an incredible job. I love how he isn't just the funny guy in the group, but he's horny, smart, and a heroic type of character. I really like that he made an impact in this movie and gives a huge middle finger to people who disrespected the actor, because people thought he's a huge downgrade compared to Chris Evans. Vanessa Kirby's Sue Storm is surprisingly good. She's one of my favorite characters in the movie, and she really carried it. Sue felt more like a main character in this story than the actual main man in this movie. Sue Storm in the previous movies don't really do much, especially Jessica Alba, who had a really shitty time with these movies, but Vanessa Kirby's performance really shows that she's the heart and the mother of the family. I love it so much, but I can't really say the same with Ben and Reed. Don't get me wrong, I don't hate it. I like Ben in this movie. He has a great dynamic with Johnny, but I wish that Ben had a very 80s New York accent, the same one that you're so used to of. I think if you play Rivals, you can still hear that New York like accent in him. But to be honest, I think Ben in this movie, he could have been more good, he could have been more fantastic.
Say that again?
Yes, I stole that joke from Cosmonaut. Deal with it. Pedro Pascal is not bad. I was a bit skeptic about his casting as Reed, especially the fact that he's in like 1,000 more movies and shows after the Fantastic Four. But I'll say Pedro Pascal did a good job when it comes to Reed's personality and behavior. But I wish we could see him do wacky shit with his abilities, though. Reed Richards is the smartest dude, but he can be the fucking weirdest guy sometimes. So I wish that we could have seen Pedro do freaky shit, but I don't think they want him to do that. I'm not gonna lie. Lastly, Galactus is just good in this movie. I love the tone of this movie. Was bright, corny, your typical 80s cartoon, But the moment Galactus was introduced, the tone shift really changed. When it comes to Marvel movies, right? When the world is going to shits, usually some characters would just joke around about it.
So you like cats, Sam?
But I love that this movie kept the same tone after Galactus was introduced to make you feel like a disaster movie. I really enjoyed that. I'll give Fantastic Four an 8 out of 10.